The Great Pyramid of Giza is one of the seven wonders of the ancient world. This magnificent construction is the only one of the original seven wonders that remain stand. The ancient Egyptians built the pyramids from thousands of years ago, and inside the pyramids there are questions, mysteries will make you wonder about the history of our planet, about the history of the ancient Egyptians. And here are some answers and some theories about the Great Pyramid of Giza. How did the ancient Egyptians build the Great Pyramid? It was an astonishing achievement. They built it with 8 techniques. The first technique that the builders level the ground for 6,000 hectares. Every rock was as heavy as a car. Second, the ancient Egyptians carried 130 granite blocks over 800 kilometers. Every block weighed from 12 to 70 tons. Not just this, these blocks were lifted 64 meters high. Third, the Great Pyramid had 3 chambers and a passage through the solid rocks with dimensions 91 meters long and 0.91 meters wide. Four, the builders used over 2 million pieces of stone. Number 5. The position of the Great Pyramid is absolutely precise. It points to north within 0.05 degree. Even in the 17th century, thousands of years after the Great Pyramid was built, the builders of this age didn't even come close to that degree of precision. 6. You would think that the Great Pyramid had 4 sides, but the Great Pyramid actually had 8 sides. 7. The Great Pyramid took only 20 years to be built. There are 2 million rocks. If they work in 12 hours a shift, over 365 days per year, they would have to carry, carve, and lift every one stone in just 2.5 minutes. So they work so fast. They work so precise in only 20 years. Finally, 8. It was built with copper chisels and stone hammers and ropes. Can you imagine this amazing structure is built with such primitive materials? How on earth did the ancient Egyptians build this Great Pyramid with such primitive material and such primitive age? You know that there is a pyramid in Mexico called Teotihuacan. Has a base of 205 meters and a height of 59 meters, built in 150 years. But the Great Pyramids in Egypt, built in only 20 years, with a base of 210 meters and a height of 135 meters. Can you imagine this? Another miracle of the Great Pyramids is that it built with irregular shaped rocks and without cement, and even though it's still standing for thousands of years. This amazing achievement, considering the simple tools that the ancient Egyptians used. In 1991, an American TV show tried to replicate the Great Pyramid using the building technique of this time. They took 2 hours to lift one rock 1.5 meters high, and it was a great fiasco. Not even with modern technique, we cannot build the pyramid or even replicate it. Another mystery. Here are some numbers from the pyramid. Makes you wonder who was the ancient Egyptian. In 1859, the Englishman John Taylor discovered that by dividing half of the circumference of the base of the pyramid by the height, you will get by with 3.14, the mathematical constant. Is it coincidence? Even though pi is not the only significant number in the pyramid, the surface of the 4 sides of the Great Pyramid divided by the surface of the base equals the famous golden number, one of the key principles in statistics and design. The golden number is unique. It appears everywhere in the natural world. The golden number is a constant in the universe. Is this another coincidence? Also, by dividing the half of the perimeter by the total height of the pyramid, we get the golden number in the Great Pyramid. The golden number appears again and again in the Great Pyramid. Also, we know from the measurements of the Great Pyramid, we can know that the rooms were built by cubit, which equals 52.35 centimeters. In 1925, the archaeologists agreed to call the cubit equals 52.36 centimeters. Can all these numbers are just a chance? How on earth did the ancient Egyptians know these numbers? Here is another fact. The glass pyramids at the Louvre Museum share the same proportions of the Great Pyramid of Giza. Iwa Ming, the architecture of the glass pyramid, confessed that the proportions between the two pyramids are so close because the golden section and the golden pyramid that they had investigated is still valid today. I tried many shapes, many heights, but finally I got back to the golden Egyptian proportions. The ancient Egyptians' technique in building the Great Pyramid is still valid today. How could they know all this information? How could they get their knowledge? Guess what? there are more secrets in the Great Pyramid of Giza. The pyramid length minus half circumference of the base, you will get 314.16 meter. That's 100 times of pi. The two sides added together in meters, you will get 100 times the golden number. These significant numbers keep appearing again and again in the Great Pyramid of Giza. Did you know if the Great Pyramid was bigger or smaller by 50 centimeters, none of these numbers will be true? Is this even a coincidence? Did they know these numbers? You will also find pi and the golden number in the upper chamber in the Great Pyramid. But those astonishing number works only in meter system, and that was only defined in 1793. So ancient Egyptians knew pi, the golden number, and the meter system. Guess what again? The mystery doesn't end here. In the 20th century, the astronomer Morrow showed that the meridian passes by the Great Pyramid, divided land of the earth into two equal sides, making Giza the center of the planet Earth. Another mystery. If you drew two circles, one outside the base of the pyramids and one inside the pyramid, and then minus the length of the inside circle from the outside one, you will get this number: 299,792,458. This number is the speed of light. So is this another coincidence? Also, the exact location of the Great Pyramid is the number of the speed of light. So many coincidences. Or they already know these numbers? No one knows. How the pyramids built with all these numbers and precision? Who built it and why? Some people think that aliens, or even ancient advanced civilization. What is the purpose of the Great Pyramid? Does the Great Pyramid had a hidden message to us? There is a theory said that the Great Pyramid and the Sphinx is a cosmic watch built to warn us from the terrible destruction cycle which eradicated their civilization. The climate change that we see in our world today could be the first sign for the disaster which our ancestors warned us from. Does the Great Pyramid had a message to us? Is it about our planet? What do you think? What do you think the purpose of the Great Pyramid was? Was it just a tomb for the great pharaoh Khufu? Or it has a message through time? Give us your opinion.